Hi all, welcome to Dragon's Cave. My name's Karen, and today's video is going to be part of the Lotl Axolotls collaboration organised by Erica at KitschyKittenStudio. So basically, the collaboration is everybody is going to be using the same mould, but I'm sure we will all have different takes on it. I've never used this mould before, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's a Let's resin mould, and it does say here that it's 4.5 fluid ounces. Now I have no clue what that is in terms of how much resin I'm going to have to make, because not only do I not work in fluid ounces, my resin is measured by weight and in grams at that. So anyway, I'm going to start painting the mould. I'm going to use this brush with a long tip, hopefully that I can get into the gills. Now if you can see this, I want to get right up in here. And I've got this really pretty nail powder. It's a pinky goldy colour. Now I fully expect that I'm going to have a lot of cleaning up to do with this. But let me start by getting right down in there. I will probably fast forward this because I expect it to take quite some time. I did contemplate putting eyes in there, but I don't think I've got any small enough for the little eye sockets. So I'll have to paint those on later. Okay, I think I've done the best I can in terms of coverage there. I'm going to go down and get a little bit into the tip of the tail. Okay, so I need to clean all this up before I move on with the next colour. So I will be back to see you in just a sec. Bye. Well, that's cleaned up as best I could do. Oops, hang on, I missed a bit. I can see it now. This a different angle. I forgot to say I'm also doing the baby mould. So for the feet and the head, I've got this sort of similar but to the other one, but it's more gold. So this one I haven't opened before. Get this lid off. I hope you can see that colour. I'm going to start with the feet. This is more of a rose gold. I'm going to do the feet in this, and a bit more of the tail and the head. And again, I'll fast forward this for you.
In the heart of a mountain wrapped in stone, she sits alone on her golden throne. Her fiery breath keeps the shadows at bay. The red dragon guards what none can take away. Her wings gleam red like the dying sun, a story whispered but never undone. Eyes like embers in the cave, soft hue, a queen in her keep, noble and true. Oh, keeper of
Okay, I'm just going to switch off the camera now, make sure I've covered up all the little bits, clean up the excess, and I will be right back. See you in a tick. Hi guys, all cleaned up, ready to go. I want this to be, semi-clear for the next layer. So it says 4.5 ounces, fluid ounces, but Michelle from Glitz and Glitter did this recently and she said it took 5. So by 5, my calculations say that's 150 mil, but obviously I work in grams, so grams and mils aren't too dissimilar, or not with my resin anyway. So I mixed up 180 just to be on the safe side. I'm going to start off with a little bit of diamond dust. Don't want too much, but I do want sparkle. Actually, that's way too much, even with this volume. So I just ended up putting in about half of what I showed you originally on the end of the stick. Going to mix this in quickly. It does kind of start off lumpy and then all of a sudden it's mixed. Now I do have quite a lot of micro bubbles in this. My heat mat's been off because I had no electricity. My electricity's back, yay. Right, so that's a good amount of sparkle in there. If anything, maybe a little bit too much, so I'm glad I didn't put in as much as I originally was going to. So I'm going to use, got this purpley nail powder. I'm only going to do a small amount at a time because, as I said, I do want this to be sort of semi-clear. And again, lumpy, lumpy, lumpy. It's kind of like an interference powder, really. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to see the colour when I hook the cap up in a second. So hopefully that will show you. It's kind of like a wispy purple effect in there. Just going to stir it in a little bit more. I can see a couple of little lumps in there. I can't decide whether that's enough or whether I ought to put in some more. But you know what? Sometimes less is more. So I'm just going to go with it. Just scrape off my stick on that tissue there. I'm going to start with the head because I want to get it into the gills before I fill it up too much. And same with this one, I'll just drop a little bit in there and hope for the best. So here we go. A lot of gill squishing going on now. I'm just hoping I don't take too much of the powder off. I don't think you can see very much of this anyway, to be honest, but a lot of very small bubbles rising from there. I'm going to have to fill the head up a little more to be able to get to what the third gill on the side. So I'm going to pop in some more and then I'll tilt the mould towards the head and keep squishing a little. I can see bubbles coming out of the little gill on the side. I don't think you can see this. I can. I think it would kind of spoil the whole thing if I ended up full of bubbles in the gills. I mean, you can repair them with UV resin, but where's the fun in that? So I want to leave enough space for a back layer. I just need to make sure that this is above the end of the gill. Also give the tail a little squeeze to make sure that there's no bubbles in there. I'm sure you can probably see it's quite bubbly on the surface. I will spray that with isopropyl alcohol later. But I noticed when I was painting it, this mould has actually got a slight tear in it here, so I'm worried that when I take this out, the whole thing is going to split. Wish I'd noticed that before I started painting it, because I don't think they're going to accept returns now it's used, are they? Now with the little one, you can't really squeeze where the gills are, so I'm going to have to go in there with... Honestly, where did I put that now? One of these. So I'm going to see if I can tease those bubbles out without knocking too much powder off. Okay, that does not want to come out of there. Cool. And as it turns out, 150ml looks like it would have been ample, or 150 grams rather, because of leaving the space for the back coat. Right, I'll get back to that in a second. Priority is the big one. So I'm just going to move that over there so that I can squeeze the gills again. Try and make sure that there's no bubbles trapped in there. I've got a couple of little ones coming out to the side. This side. And the same this side. There are bubbles coming up. They're under the lip of the head, so obviously you can't see them from there. Hope I haven't removed all the powder by doing this. But if all else fails, I'll paint them a pretty colour later. So the level of the resin is just above the lowest gills. And I think, to save myself from causing any damage to this, I'm just going to give this a quick squirt of isopropyl on the top. And I'm going to leave it at that because I want to put a layer of white on the back when this is cured. And I think I've got the bubbles. I'll go back and fiddle with the bubbles on that one, pop this into another mould, and I will see you very soon. Bye. Hi all, welcome back. I've got roughly 50 grams of Resin Pro Eye Crystal mixed up here. I'm not sure if that'll be enough, but I have got more on standby if it's not. I'm going to colour it with this Ocean White pigment paste. Won't be very much in this amount of resin. Assuming I can get it out at all. I should stand these bottles on the heat mat really, but I always forget. That should be plenty. It's a very, very good pigment paste considering it came from Temu. Take a second to mix. going good. I have warmed the resin up, which helps. Also means less bubbles. I think that is plenty opaque enough. No, so I got some unmixed on the end of the stick there. Yeah, I think that'll do. Not coming off the end of the stick anyway, so I'll pop that on my tissue there. And, oops. Well, it's not going to be enough if I keep doing that, is it? I'm not going to top this off completely because I want to move it over onto the heat mat, and then I'll top it up over there, and then I'll do the same with the little one. I'll be back for the demold. Exciting! See you in a bit. It's demolding time. So obviously we've got to build the suspense, so we're going to start with the small one. Assuming I can get it out of the mould. It's the first time use on either of these, so looks like the small one will be pretty easy to get out. Well, he got his gills. Oh, cute. You can't really, from the top, you can't see any of the purple in there that I put in. It just looks clear, really, but a little bit of overspill here and there. But it's pretty anyway. So, baby goes over there. Well, I see if I can get Mama out the mould in one piece. I'm going to start by peeling away round the legs and the feet. I don't really know if this is the best way to do it or not, but it's a reasonably stretchy mould, thankfully, so hopefully... Oh, come on. Right, so I've seen people demold this and they take the tail out before they take the head out, but I'm just really worried about ripping the mould because of the damage that was already there when I got it. I really don't know what to do now. I don't want to rip it any more than it already is. Let me try and work it apart here. Yeah, it's already tearing. So let's try and loosen it from the tail if I can, without putting too much pressure on it. Almost. One more gill. Well, that was one heck of a fight. But I think it was worth it. Look at that little face. So from the side you can see the purple that I put in. Got the pinky gold gills, which appear to be fully intact. Oh, maybe an air bubble or two just down the bottom here. Yeah, and the rose gold in the legs. I did put a tiny bit down the spine. Don't know if you can see that, but I hope you can. So now she needs a face. And I need to sit down. What have I got? I have got this is a gold acrylic pen. It's not a very bright gold by the looks of it, but we'll see how it comes out. If I don't like it, I'll just do something else. Actually shows up reasonably well. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but from where I'm sitting, it's actually okay. Wondering whether I should go with something a bit brighter, really, but I'm hoping I'm in shot because I can't tell from where I am. Just going to give that one another coat. And I think she needs a smile painted in as well. That is such a cute face. What do you think? Pretty girl. So what else was I doing? Oh yes, I remember. So once that's obviously the eyes need pupils. It's just going to have round ones. There we go. And baby's just going to have little black eyes because there's not really much there to do. And it doesn't have a mouth on this one. Well, mine doesn't anyway. So just two more little bits to do. I think such a beautiful, beautiful thing deserves a crown. I've got this kind of a rose goldy effect, and I'll blame Lola for this completely because her and her crowns. So of course, I think many of us are now actually using them. A little bit of contact adhesive if I can get any out. Need to buy some more of this. Dip the crown in there. Make sure all the stringy bits are off. And I think it should go right there. Now, once that is fully set, I'm just going to put a dab of UV resin over the eyes just to make sure they don't get rubbed off. I will get you some photos. Please check out the rest of the playlist, the Lotl Axolotls, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.